Let's go to Dakar, the Senegalese capital. Good evening, Salwa.
Hello, Shaka.
How are you?
Very good.
What is the mood like in the land of what I call the land of Osman Sembeni, father of African cinema?
Well, I've been here since Monday, and I can definitely say that the tension is growing as we approach Election Day. I've been driving through town yesterday and today, and people are holding rallies. They're meeting each other in their streets. They're trying to rally people in their neighborhoods. They're chanting support of their candidate, their favorite candidate, but they're also insulting them in the most blunt way. The candidates they don't like. So the tension is definitely growing. Yesterday, I've been on the main street here, the Corniche Street, and it's full of billboards. There are billboards of candidates everywhere. And what was interesting is that most billboards were vandalized. Mostly the four candidates, except those of Macky Sall. I'm not saying that Dakar supports Macky Sall 100%. I'm sure if you go to Thiès, for example, the turf of Idrissa Seck, you'll find the same way, pictures of Macky Sall destroyed. So tension is everywhere. People are expecting the elections. Local news are covering the elections, of course. Yesterday, I watched the news bulletin of the public channel here, RS1, and they were showing report after report, reassuring people that the ballots have been distributed, that everything is ready for the electors to go and vote in the most peaceful way. There was like three governors giving their statements saying that security will be assured, and they dispatched police and soldiers to make sure that everything is going to be all right. What's interesting, Shaka, yesterday is I was watching, and maybe one of your guests, Idriss Fall, can help me with this. So I was watching, and all of a sudden, in the middle of all these reports, there was a report on former President Abdoulaye Wade, and the whole report was basically praise of Abdoulaye Wade. As you know, Abdoulaye Wade is a former president. He came back to Senegal last week to call everybody to not go and vote, to boycott the election. He also said something about burning the ballots. And here, in the middle of a news bulletin in public channel, you have praising of this figure, this public figure. So maybe Idriss can help me with that. But that was interesting. The other thing, well, there's been some violence a couple of weeks ago, one death and many injured. But since then, there's been nothing major happening in the country. Macky Sall, as well as the other candidates, have been calling people to calm down and to make sure that they go to vote for their favorite candidate. So we'll see for whom they're going to vote in a couple of days.
Now, sir, we know, of course, that Macky Sall has really been a good leader, someone that has governed his country, at least according to a lot of people, very well. But what about the emergency of the person that seems to be a rising star? I'm talking about Osman Sonko. Is he to a certain degree drawing traction?
Well, he is, in the sense that, well, for starters, he managed to collect the 53,000 signatures necessary for his sponsorship, which was a surprise. I mean, he's a young man. He's 44 years old. He's never been minister before, unlike the other candidates. He's been a public servant for years, but he's been sacked because he published a book criticizing Macky Sall and his entourage and accusing him of corruption. And since then, he's run for to be a member of parliament, which he is since last year. So young people like him because he's he's kind of a fresh air. I mean, the rest of the candidates are kind of older. We've seen them before. Most of them have worked with former President Abdoulaye Wade. So this Sonko is kind of a new thing, and he uses social media. He's connected to what's going on. Don't forget that I think like more than 80% of Senegal's population is under 40 years old. So people want change. So these young people, they want to see new faces. I can't say for sure that he's going to win this election. Nobody knows. And as you know, polls are forbidden during this period of time. But let me remind you of this survey that's been done by public, private, organization, Senegalese organization in November that gave Macky Sall 45 chance of winning. After him, there's Idrissa Seck and then Souleymane Sonko.
I see.
Ousmane Sonko.
Well, on that note, thank you very, very much, Salwa, for your briefing.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.